Alright, as you can see, I'm going to start working on the engine. I'm going to start cleaning it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spray all the screw heads, the Phillip heads. I'm going to spray them all down with PB Blaster because I heard they're a pain to get off. So I'm going to get started on that. And then I can start tearing apart. I just want to try to spray all the bolts. Pretty much everything on the engine I'm going to spray down. Just so, it's easy, let it soak. I'm probably not going to tear too much and do it tonight, but of course I'm going to start spraying those exhaust port bolts again. I've been spraying those for like about a week now. Every couple days I spray it. So give that a shot. I don't know if I am going to try to get those drilled out right now or wait till I get it, take the whole top end apart and try to go it that way. I think it'll be a lot easier because I can't freaking throw this on the bench. It's way too heavy by myself. So right now I'm just gonna, start working on it on the ground for now, and then I'll throw it up on the workbench when I can, or if I have some help. So I'm gonna get started on spraying everything, and then start seeing what I got inside the engine. So after waiting for the PB Blaster to work, I got all the screws on top. I got them all loosened. There's no way you're going to be able to get it with just a screwdriver. The only way you're able to get the screws out is with this trusty tool. It's called the impact driver. Basically, what you do is you just put it on the screw like that, and then you have a hammer. I got the hammer over there. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but you basically hit it with the hammer, and it, like, every time you hit it, it's spring loaded. It comes down and it like tweaks the screw, and every single one came out no problem once I used the impact driver. I tried using a regular screwdriver, and I started stripping one of the Phillip heads. I think it was this guy. It was, started stripping it just a hair. And I'm like, alright, I'm going to try that. Get the impact driver out, and all of them worked like a breeze. So I'll definitely need that tool. It's a must for sure. So I got all the screws loose on top. So then I'm just going to start getting in there. So I'm going to get on that right now. Alright, so I loosened all the top bolts on the head. Basically, in order to take the head off, besides loosening up all these bolts all along, you have to take off the breather cover. So basically, it's just 3 screws, 2 up on top, 1 up on bottom. I already loosened them, so I'm going to pull those out. And then there's also a rubber gasket. And then you can see the inside. And then also, in order to take the head off, you gotta take these 2 screws off as well. So once I take these 2 screws off, and then I'll pull all the other screws along the surrounding the head, then it will be ready for the head to pull off. So I'm gonna get on that, loosen those screws, take off all the rest of the screws, and then I'll see what we got. Alright, as you can see, I took the valve cover off. It was really easy taking off. It's actually over here. Here's the valve cover. You can see all the screws I left in. They're loose, but I just left them there so I don't lose anything. It was really easy. Like I said before, you just hit it with the impact driver, and then once I got them all loose, I hit it with my impact drill. Just loosen them up. I hit every screw, and like I said, there's Phillips screws. And also make sure you use number 3 Phillips screw. So it really saves you. But yeah, that was really simple, really easy to take off. I think next, obviously, I'm gonna have to start disassembling the rocker assembly. Um, just screw off on the top, and then the rocker rod that goes through here. I think it's just these 3 bolts right here that loosens it up, and then the rod should pop out. I'm also gonna take off the side covers so I can start. I might have to turn the engine over to get the rod through, because sometimes the tension is a lot tighter on some things. So in order to get that out, you might have to turn the motor over a little bit, and the rod should just come right out after you unscrew it, unbolt it. Yeah, so basically I'm going to take the rocker assembly off, and I'm going to label everything. I'll put everything in plastic bags. As you can see over here, I bought a brand new box of plastic baggies that you can write on. Plus, I got a permanent marker right here, so I'll write cylinder 1, and I'll put everything in cylinder 1 in this bag. Cylinder 2, cylinder 3, cylinder 4. Because you got to put everything back to normal as where it came out, especially the bearings for the cam. So there's 4 bearings. There's one here, here, and right there. Each bearing is separate for a specific size. They're actually labeled. I don't know if I'm going to zoom in here. Here's the number. This is UM, so they kind of match up, but still, I'm going to put everything back together in its own baggie and label everything. So this bearing will go right there in the same spot. So I won't have any problems with that. Putting the wrong bearings in each spot. So that's pretty much it where I'm at right now. So I'm pretty much just going to get started on that, start taking the rocker assembly off, and then once I take that off, then I can start getting the cam out of there, get the cam chain off, the sprocket right there, and then once I do that, then I can start working on the head, because I definitely want to get this head off this stupid engine, because I can start getting those bolts out of there. So I figured that's probably the easiest way of getting those bolts out of there is just taking the head off and just working, with just the head, and not the, it'd probably be the easiest way. So, so that's basically what I'm working for tonight, is just, getting that crap off and pulling the head at least. And then once the head's pulled, I'll probably call it a night, and then I could start working on the cylinder and, doing that from there. But yeah, at least tonight, I'm definitely going to get at least the rocker assembly off at least tonight. It's only like 9:30, 10 o'clock, so it's not too late, but definitely got work in the mornings. But yeah, so I'm going to start working on that, and wish me luck. Alright, now to take off the rod and the rocker arm, to get the rockers out, it's just 3 bolts right here. So I already got them loosened up. Well, here you go, it's these 3 bolts right here. You just got to loosen them up, take them out. I already got these loosened up, so I'm just going to pull them out. And then these 2 smaller ones have washers on them, so don't lose them. Alright. And then all you got to do is just kind of hit the rod a little bit. The reason why I chose this one is because these rockers are pretty low. There should be no problem compared to these right here. See, they're a little higher. So in order to get these out, I'm gonna have to turn the engine over, and get these lower, and then I can pull the rods out. So, but yeah, that's why I started on these 2 right here. I'm gonna get this top one out. But yeah, basically, if you had to get those 3 bolts off, the rod doesn't come out. I kind of got the rod out a little bit, but just hit it a little bit, and it'll come right out. And then just get some right here, and then just pull the rod out. And then you can see the rod. See how there's 2 holes through? Now those 2 holes are these two bolts right here. Okay, so when you put it back in, you want to get these holes to match up with those holes, like that. All right. Now the center longer bolt right here is a brownish one that goes in the middle. See how there's like a little inlet right here in the middle? That goes right there. So basically, it holds the rods in their like rocker assembly. And then once you pull that out, then you can pull out the little rockers. So here's the intake, cylinder 1. Here's the intake, cylinder 2. And like I said, I am going to label everything and put everything back together, just so everything's together, so I don't lose anything. So I know when I put it back together, I'm like, alright, this is intake 1, intake 2, intake 3, intake 4, exhaust 1, exhaust 2, exhaust 3, exhaust 4. So, yeah, so that's that one. I'm going to move on to the other 3, and then I can start working on getting the cam out, unbolt all of the braces or bearings or whatever you call them, get those out, and then I could take the little rocker housing or tower or whatever they call it. I forget what they call it, and then once I get that, then I can get to the bolts for the head and then I can get the head out. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep working on that, and we'll see what happens. Alright, as you can see, I got the all the rocker arms off and the rods off. And I labeled everything and bagged everything. So you can see, here's the rocker arm exhaust 3 and 4, plus the rod, and here's the rocker arm intake 3 and 4, exhaust 1 and 2, and intake 1 and 2. So we gotta label everything so I know exactly where everything goes once I put everything back together. Next step I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to take the cam out. In order to take the cam out, I'm gonna have to take all the bearings off, and then once I take those off, I'm gonna have to take the bolts in the sprocket right here. And then I have to loosen up the cam chain, which is right here. Once I loosen up that, then I'll be able to pull the chain off the sprocket, and then the cam will be able to pop out. So that's what I'm on right now. So that's what I'm ready to get going on.